Before we get into this week's tasty bowl of ramen, I think context is necessary. What on earth is Takeoka-style Ramen? Unless you're a ramen head, you probably have no idea. Even before you understand how Takeoka-style Ramen is made, it will definitely catch your attention with its almost black shoyu soup, its penetrating soy sauce smell, and of course, its one-of-a-kind broth. What? No broth? There's no broth! That's right, Takeoka-style Ramen typically opts to forego the broth, instead using strong shoyu sauces, juices from the chashu, and regular hot water from cooking the noodles. Nama Japan, a friend of mine who has some of the best knowledge of ramen around, has a great video about Takeoka-style Ramen, link in the description box below. So with the takeoka-shiki ramen introduction out of the way, Sakuna in Chiba thinks the bowl deserves a little more. So today it is the Takeoka-style Ramen with a bona fide twist. Bone, that was a pun. Bone, it's a light tonkotsu base. Yeah, that's what that meant. So what does that result in? A pungent soy sauce broth that smacks you in the face with flavour and produces a bowl of umami-rich ramen that you cannot put down. Some of the scrumptious flavours that built this bowl were also available on a chashu and rice bowl, and I fell instantly in love with the whole meal from start to finish. The broth combined famous tonkotsu umaminess with a healthy dose of soy sauce, and most interestingly, a tare made from the juices, oils and flavours as a byproduct of cooking the chashu, a full-bodied, thick syrup-like topping that was mixed into the broth with amazing results. The broth's bold colour and flavours were so intense that as you lifted the noodles for slurping, the deep brown hues bled into them, visibly highlighting their absorption and saturation with the rich soup. Getting the bowl, I was actually a bit nervous. A healthy helping of white onion on ramen can be wonderful if the tanginess of the onion counters a rich broth to mellow out into a sharp yet tasty flavour. The risk for me with onions like this is when it overwhelms the hard work of the bowl itself and gives an alarming sharpness that resides on your tongue. Thankfully, this was the former of those two possibilities. And yes, there are just those two possibilities in my opinion. The onion's sharpness was very much complementary to the rich shoyu flavours of the bowl. I wanted a little bit of this onion in every single bite so that I could really stretch out those juxtaposing notes across my entire experience. Where this didn't work quite as well, however, was with the additional rice bowl. Don't get me wrong, this rice bowl was out of this world with the aforementioned tare topping and chunks of chashu. I almost was enjoying this more than the ramen itself, but too much onion on this bowl resulted in the sourness overwhelming the remainder of the rice, which was a bit of a shame. I only bring this up now to really indicate how important the onion was to this ramen bowl itself, where it absolutely excelled. But enough about the onion, this bowl has way more layers than that. What I particularly liked about this bowl was how the chashu itself was a continuation of the flavours that were found within the broth. These slices of pork were very much in sync with the bowl and resulted in a deliciously tender and rich meat that both stood on its own feet but also blended with the entire bowl to evoke a comfortable taste with a lot of complexity. In addition to the slices of chashu, there were also little chunks of meat within the soup itself. I loved how meaty this bowl was.
Chiba 県柏市で、柏濃い麺屋Sakunaというお店をやっております、Sakunaと申します。
妻の美香です。臨時店主をやってます。
はい。このラーメンウォーカーキッチンさんの方では、チャーシュー麺と、チャーシュー丼ですねを提供させていただいてます。竹岡式ラーメンというのはですね、千葉県の、三大ご当地ラーメンって言われておりまして、醤油の色がすごい色づいた真っ黒なスープが特徴のラーメンです。いろいろ説はあるんですけども、漁師さん、海で漁師さんですねが、漁から上がって、冷えた体を温めるのに、熱々のラーメンで塩分補給のために、味の濃いラーメンを食べるようになったっていうのが始まりのようです。実は私たちこの日本を出たことがなくてですねはい、ぜひ成田空港もありますので、 千葉県、日本の玄関口に来ていただいた際には、柏近いですので、来ていただけたらと思います。
日本出たことないんですけど、西海岸とかすごい
おしゃれなところ
に行ってみたいです。
日本人ですね。行ったことない日本人ですね。
Overall, this was a bowl with tons of character and punch, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I know that these sharp flavors are definitely not for everyone's tastes, but as a certified shoyu head, I felt right at home. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye!